Alright, this is Tim from Dad Son Reviews, and today what I'm going to do is take a look at my Hummer. It's a 2006 Hummer H3. It really doesn't matter what year the Hummer is, H3 is, that is. They're all going to have the same thing. And the topic here is it's leaky sunroofs. It's all over the web. Of course, it's all over YouTube, a bunch of channels doing it. I shouldn't say channels, but people writing about us. So this is mine, and man, I tell you, it's just, I've been dealing with this problem for about a year, and half of it is honestly just not knowing what it is, and then just saying I just don't have the time for it. But man, it's just been, like I said, a year, and these past floods coming, and I have to rip up my carpet so that I can dry it out, lift it up, because it's got this foam which is somewhat absorbent besides the carpet itself, and then it gets moldy up in there, and then I have mist on my windshield and all of that nature. So that's what you see there, basically pulling up these boards here and that one piece there just to get the water up and out. Now, last night was, or 2 days ago, it was 3rd of July, 2018, and we had some crazy storms. Now, I've done what everybody else does, which is you go up here to the sunroof and you're looking, and I can't see if you can see, but right there is a drain hole, and on the other side it's the same thing. Now you'll hear somebody say, some people say on the forums or on their videos, well, the H3 sunroofs are designed to leak. Well, really? I mean, that's like saying a boat is designed to leak. A sunroof, why would a sunroof be designed to leak? Now here's what I will say. It is designed to manage minimal leak. That makes engineering sense. I should know because I am an engineer. So what you do is you look at a sunroof and say, there is a probability, at least a possibility, but even a probability that the sunroof will at some point leak. Therefore, if it does, let's design a minimum damage scenario, which is to put a tray essentially around where the water around the perimeter of the sunroof collects and then drains through those tubes. That makes sense. In fact, that's excellent engineering. But to say it's designed to leak, nah. My wife, 2013 Sienna sunroof, never leaks a drop. So anyway, that's that. Now everyone will rip up this part, right? And they'll say, take this pillar off, be careful because you have your tweeter there, so yes, be careful. You take out that tab where it says airbag, pop that off, boom, boom, pops off with a small flathead, and there's one screw in there, and there's the tube itself. And this tube runs down the pillar, runs into that, and then goes into this. Now I wondered, well, why the heck just not have one tube? I believe the reason is because this is pre-molded. So this is pre-molded to the shape that it has to be inside as engineers lay out and see the path of the water. That's why you have this. So it's a nice solid pre-molded. Anyway, it is connected here. Everybody says you got to pull that out and you pull the grommet. Now I'm going to search around for the grommet. So everyone says here's the problem. Now there we go.
That's really the best way to illustrate it.
You can see my eye kind of, or at least you can see through the grommet, right? Moving the grommet, you can see, let's put it this way, that makes a lot more sense. That's because I already drilled it out. People recommend 11/32 drill bit. I didn't have one, so I used the next size down and just kind of played around with it until I got it clear, then use a file. So I got most of it out, but essentially what that cross section used to be was like a cross section. And it was a profile that people think were designed to keep things from going up in there. I just think it was a bad design. Maybe it was part of the casting, the molding. Maybe it was intentional. Either way, it was not a good idea. Second of all, honestly, this should be vertically oriented, not horizontally oriented, because that does not promote drainage. That would promote drainage, wouldn't it? Gravity wants to see the fluid flow go down, not this way. Why they put it this way, again, who knows what the engineers are thinking. And I give credit to the engineers. The H3 is an awesome product. I've had it for a little over 2 years. Only 2 complaints about it. One, this 5-cylinder is grossly underpowered. That's my one and only probably major. I was thinking of the other one. The other one is a sunroof leak. That's it, really. But it's a fantastic vehicle, drives fantastically. It's got a great presence and a great feel, everything like that. So fantastic vehicle. Anyway, that's what you get for holding the phone. All right, let me take a pause here. Okay, again, the grommet here connects to this tube in this manner, and then goes on the firewall in through there, which I'm not going to show you because it really doesn't matter anyway, because it's not like you can do anything with that. You really have to feel your way through it. But again, it's oriented this way into the firewall. Again, I think it should be this way. That's part of the problem. It doesn't help the situation, but that's where it goes. So I just kind of pulled on it, popped it out, cleaned it out. Now here's what I'm doing. There's a couple people doing a couple of different things, which I think are very innovative. My innovation is this. I got some speaker wire, okay? Now, speaker wire is somewhat rigid. It's not obviously string, so it has some rigidity. But you can get different gauge. The lower the gauge, the thicker it is. So I got some speaker wire. I don't know, this may be 20 gauge, so it's not really that thick. And I frayed the ends of it, see? So what's that become? It kind of like becomes a wire brush. And then what I did, if I had, I don't know, another hand, I would kind of show you. But what I did was I basically took this wire and stuck it up in there, in that part of the tube. And I got as high up as, let's follow the tube. I got as high up as about here. And again, I basically used this like a wire brush. And let me tell you, a lot of gunk came out of there, and it's lining the tube. So I thought this was a pretty innovative idea. Kudos to me, because, you know, why not? And you could also do it from the top side. So just, again, put this wire through the hole, kind of like play it in there. If you have thicker wire, it may go in easier, but don't get too thick. You don't want to poke the hole of the tube, because that's a bigger problem. You definitely don't want to invite that. All right, so what I want to do was bring my son. Say hello, son.
Oh, son.
Okay, so he can kind of help me out with this filming. So we started to show you what the deal was, and I'm going to give it over to Son, so now Son can help me out. Okay, so what I was saying is some folks have done some different approaches, put pressurized air through there to blow the gunk out and whatnot. Saw this one video with a gentleman, he somehow vacuumed a piece of string through here, and then once he got it through at one end, he kind of tied a little rag and kind of played through it, pulled it, tugged the rag through it. That was actually a really good idea. My idea is to take a piece of wire. Now this is speaker wire, 18, 20 gauge, so not that thin, not that thick, but it has enough rigidity where you can kind of push and it'll go with it. Now, if you take a look at the end of it, I basically cut the wire, right? And when you spread this, what does that become? Anybody? Anybody?
Nobody.
It's kind of like a wire brush. So what I did was up top, I pushed it through, and down here as well. Kind of put it through the tube, push it through. I got actually up to about here, maybe a little bit higher, but essentially as I was going up, I'm just kind of shimmying it through there. So the wires from the wire are actually acting like a wire brush. And that's going to start cleaning up the walls of it and whatnot, because what happens is the gunk builds up on the sides and the lining of the tubes, and as that gets thicker and thicker, it decreases the diameter, of course, making water flow that much harder. So that's what I am doing, and then after a bit, pull it out. Now I've already done this a couple of times, so it's not as dirty, but you can see some dirt on it, possibly, maybe, sort of, kind of. If I take this clean napkin and pull it through. Okay, again, this is about the third time I've done this, so it's already been clean. So that's where we are with that part of it. Just another idea, just another option for you to do this mumbo jumbo mess. Let me show you something else. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you was down in here, because this tube is connected up in there. Now that you can see where I'm pointing in, again, it's really not very relevant. Let's see, just for goodness sake. Anyway, that's where it goes in, not really very relevant. On the other side of that brace is where it goes into the firewall. But obviously, if it's backed up, it seemed to me like it was coming out of the grommet and puddling up in here. So this entire area was a pool, which I vacuumed up with my handy dandy Bissell, right? So vacuumed up the water with that. You can use a shop vac as well. Then lifted this up, and underneath here you kind of have this padding, which is like a sponge. I mean, it's soft like a sponge, but it also absorbs like a sponge. So all this was very wet, so I had to go over it time and time again with the vacuum to pull that out. You have your cable section here, so that's why you want to be careful of that water. Well, these people put an aftermarket backup camera. This is what that wire is for. It's similar on the other side. As you can see, I pulled the carpet up It's similar on the other side, and I haven't gotten to the tubing yet on the other side, so that'll be next. Again, just another video to show how to do this thing that everybody with an H3 seems to have a problem with, the leaky sunroof.
Around me are familiar faces.
And my son here thought this was going to be the better video, right?
Yes.
Around me are
Yes!
Yes.
He means yes!
Yes.
So reporting from Tampa Bay, Florida, July 2018. Happens to be a beautiful sunny day. Thank God no rain, because I need some heat to dry up this truck. That's how we do. Peace.
Out.